If you are alone in your room tonight, and suddenly you hear someone whisper your name, but the voice is coming from inside the wall, don't answer. Don't speak. Because sometimes, they are not calling you, they are choosing you. Hello, welcome back to Darkness Dreams. Tonight's story is about a man who started hearing whispers. Whispers of his own name coming from inside the walls of his apartment. At first he thought it was just imagination, but slowly, the silence of his home turned into something terrifying. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and let's begin. I moved into that apartment when I got my first job. It was a small room, nothing special, but I liked it because it was quiet. The building was old, but the rent was cheap. Everything was normal for the first few days, until one night, around 1:40 a.m., I heard something, very faint, like someone was whispering my name, coming from the wall behind my bed. I thought maybe it was wind or some noise from another apartment, so I ignored it. I turned to the other side and tried to sleep, but after about 10 minutes, I heard it again. This time clearer, slow, like someone was learning how to speak my name. I sat up in my bed. My heart started beating faster. I turned on the lamp. The room was quiet. Nothing was moving. I stood up and walked to the wall. I knocked lightly and said, "Stop making that sound." Then everything became silent. Too silent. Like the room was holding its breath. Next night, the whisper came again. But this time it was louder. Closer. It felt like the voice was right behind the wall, waiting. I felt fear, but also curiosity. I wanted to know what was inside the wall, so I knocked again and said, "Who are you?" For about 1 minute, there was no response. Then, very slowly, the voice whispered, "Why did you answer?" I froze because I was sure I had not spoken. The next morning, I noticed something strange near the corner of my room. There was a small crack in the wall, like someone had scratched from inside. Dust was falling from it. I started feeling uncomfortable in my own home. That night I decided to record the wall. I didn't sleep. Around 2:47 a.m., the whispers started again, this time very close, almost inside my ear. It said, "You should not have lived here." My hands started shaking. I checked the recording later. On the video, I heard scratching sounds, like nails moving slowly inside the wall. The crack in the wall became bigger after 2 days. My landlord said it was just old building damage. But I knew something was wrong, because every night, the voice became more angry, more clear, more human. One night around 3 a.m., the wall behind my bed started making cracking sounds. Small pieces of plaster fell on the floor. Dust filled the air, and then the voice spoke again, very slowly. It said, "Don't leave." I was terrified. I packed my bags that morning. I decided to move out. I didn't tell anyone why. I just left. I stayed at my friend's house for a week. I felt safe. I thought everything was over, but I was wrong. One night my friend woke me up. He was shaking. He showed me his phone. There was a photo. He said he found it outside his house. The photo was taken at night, and in the darkness, someone had written something on the wall, using dust. It said, "Thank you for leaving," and below it, there was another line, written in handwriting that looked like mine, even though I had never been there. It said, "Now I live inside the wall. I don't live in that city anymore. But sometimes, late at night, I wake up suddenly because I feel something very close to me, whispering my name very slowly, as if it is learning how to speak again. And last week, I found a small crack on the wall near my new room. If you enjoyed tonight's story, subscribe to Darkness Dreams for more disturbing horror stories. And remember, some houses are not haunted. Some walls are just waiting. Good night. Sweet dreams.